Colin Cool, and I'm editorial director for Wood and Wood Products and Custom Woodworking Business Magazine. I'm live at the International Woodworking Fair in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm at the booth of Franklin Adhesives and Polymers, which is a division of Franklin International, and we're speaking today with Jay Schroeder, who is Vice President of Wood Market Development in North America, and Danielle Milam, who's Vice President in Latin America. So I'd like to ask you first, Jay, formaldehyde emissions and regulations are really a hot topic for our industry right now. How is this impacting your customers?
Well, in general, formaldehydes of late, we've gotten a lot of questions. As you can imagine, a lot of people are calling us and asking us, just basic questions like, just what is formaldehyde? And a lot of people at first don't even know what it is because they see all these regulations. And the first question we try to answer is, well, first of all, formaldehyde is a natural gas found in nature. It's a lot of times it's formed by just natural plant decay. And in nature, it's a very low concentration. It's very safe. It's also a man-made ingredient, typically found in liquid form. And in the liquid form, it's higher in concentrations. It's very useful for adhesives, fiberglass, and a lot of other consumer-type products. It's in the concentrated form, though, that some in the government feel that it could be an agent to cause cancer under repeated exposure. So, the big thing is we got to tell people what formaldehyde is because it is a natural ingredient, so you can't panic and say, oh, there's trace amounts of formaldehyde here, I'm going to die. I mean, certainly that's not the case. It's just in the high concentration forms that people are worried about.
What's happening with formaldehyde regulations or emission standards in other countries?
That's a good question. The movement to regulate indoor air quality and formaldehyde emissions is a global awareness, is a global objective. And one example would be Germany in Europe. In the late 1970s, they pioneered, in terms of the other European countries, the movement recommending regulation of formaldehyde emissions and improvement of indoor air quality. In terms of the Americas, there's a great focus on the U.S. Being large exporters of composite panels to the U.S. market. So they're very cognizant of U.S. standards such as CARB, but are also seeking to develop their own formaldehyde emission standards and improve indoor air quality.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll ask both of you what Franklin Adhesives is doing to help its customers. Are you developing any new products specifically for the formaldehyde emission standards and regulations?
Sure. The newest one that we just developed is Multibond 4000 FF. That's our first formaldehyde-free, water-resistant PVA. And just to give you a little history here, PVAs in general, if they're indoor PVAs, ones that typically don't have water resistance, have always been formaldehyde-free, 100% formaldehyde-free. Cross-linking PVAs, ones that have water resistance, you'll find trace amounts of formaldehyde in those glues. And I'm talking very small amounts. It's still below reportable limits for OSHA, so you won't find it on MSDS sheets. We've tested a lot of them in the E1333 large chamber carb test. It's undetectable, so they pass carb already. But our newest product, we wanted to bring it kind of to a higher level, just for those people who want the best of the best. 4000 FF has no detectable formaldehyde in the formula. No residual components will emit or develop formaldehyde during the cross-linking process. And it gives you a Type 2 HPVA, which is a hardwood plywood veneer standard Type 2 water resistance. So we made it for composite boards because CARB is, again, a composite board standard. But we're finding an awful lot of demand for people wanting to use it for assembly. Fabricators who are now getting the new boards, right, that have all the lower emitting glues, if they're using urea formaldehyde, a lot of them want us to eliminate that and say, well, give me a glue that's formaldehyde free that matches my boards. This is it. So, but I want to make it clear too, the normal type bond glues that you'll find, the ones that Franklin's been selling for a year, pass just about any environmental standard in the U.S. today. And that includes LEED, Green Globes, CARB, you name it. PVAs by nature have been very safe in formaldehyde, or very low formaldehyde for years.
I would add that The other benefit of the Multibond 4000 FF formaldehyde-free adhesive is it also meets not only the U.S. applicable performance and formaldehyde standards, but the global standards as well. It meets the DIN EN204D3 test, which is a water resistance test, and also meets all applicable international standards with regard to formaldehyde emissions. Because a conscious effort was made to use no raw materials that have off-gassing of formaldehyde, as well as no formaldehyde in the formulation, it's really a unique and revolutionary product in terms of its environmental attributes as well as its performance and handling attributes.
We've moved over now to the booth of Yoast USA at the International Woodworking Fair, where we can see a demonstration of how the new Multibond 4000 FF could be used in the manufacturing process. So Jay, do you want to tell us a little bit about what we'll see?
Well, I think the idea is to show the glue in use, and Danielle will go over some of the specifics of the actual adhesive spread, but we're going to just make a small sample of what would be considered MDF with cherry veneer over it that might be used in like a kitchen cabinet or a vanity or any type of maybe a decorative panel.
Multibond 4000 FF offers a variety of benefits and production efficiencies that are important to mention with this revolutionary technology. One of the important benefits is the fact that it comes in a liquid form, ready to use. No mixing is required. Oftentimes, costs can be reduced by eliminating an operator on the production line that had typically been dedicated to mixing and preparation of two-component or multi-component materials. Another benefit is that typically this product allows for lower press temperatures. Lower press temperatures create less stress on the wood construction, which reduces deformation or warpage, which is a significant benefit. The lower temperatures also create less incidence of steam blows or blisters, which is an aesthetic appearance on the surface. Another important benefit to mention with the product is shorter press times are achievable. These shorter press times reduce overall cost of the product and production efficiencies, and as we know, shorter cure time is money.
Well, thank you very much, Danielle and Jay. It was nice to have a chance to hear about the Multibond 4000 FF and to even get to see a panel that you sort of put together as a demo for us. So,
Thank you, Helen, for the opportunity.